Okay, today we're working on a 2003 Dodge Durango with the 5.7, and the transmission is the 545 RFE. And this belongs to a very nice gentleman named Andy, who drove here from Brooklyn for us to rebuild his transmission. And if I may just take a second and quote the late great Art Carney, he came from the garden spot of the world, Brooklyn, USA. I just happened to catch a Honeymooners episode the other day on one of the off channels, and anytime they're on, I like to watch them. Okay, so getting back to the transmission, we got some troubles here. We did scan the car. First of all, the transmission has a delay in drive. It slips in reverse, slips on the 1-2, and when it goes for the 2-3, it has a pretty big flare. All right, so we got some codes present in the transmission. We got a P0734 incorrect gear ratio for fourth, a P0732 incorrect gear ratio second, a P0733 gear ratio error in third, and we got a couple of pressure switch codes as well, which is part of the solenoid pack. Now, being the fact that this is a 2003, all right, Andy had updated the solenoid pack to the white connector. All right, up to 2003, the solenoid pack is going to have a black connector, which is not even available anymore. So the white connector is the way to go on the update. And also, if you're updating it from a black connector to a white connector, you're gonna have to change the plate, the slide plate or the cam plate, because it was redesigned with the new solenoid pack. So if you happen to use the old one of the depth is a little different, I think, for park, so you are more than likely gonna get codes, possibly Prindle codes, if you did not update the cam plate. And that's only if you change, again, a black solenoid pack up to 03 comes out, and you got to put this one in, you got to get the plate. Now they sell the solenoid pack if you want to update both pieces together as one. I believe that's what, I believe Transtar sells it that way. Or if it's already been updated, or if it's a later car, you could just purchase the solenoid pack by itself without the plate. So we're going to open this thing tomorrow morning. I'm sure we're going to find clutches burned out from what this thing was doing. When I drove it and you put this in reverse and you gave it a little gas, it was chattering real bad, slipping real bad. We had to jockey the car around because it's, you know, we've got a packed house here as usual, and had to put the car in drive, wait a couple seconds, boom, then it went in and I was able to move it. Third gear, real bad flare. So we're going to find something wrong inside. So just doing the intro today after hours, and tomorrow morning we're going to open up this transmission, tear it all down. I also have some parts being delivered into my night drop box, so I'll be able to have the banner kit coming. Okay, the front cover here, which I call like a frisbee, was not local, so that's coming from out of state. I'll probably have that in about a day, a day or so. And I also have my filters coming. That's all I have for now, and then we're going to see what else I'm going to need once we get into this thing and order whatever we need, any steels or anything like that. All right, so what I'll do real quick, I'm going to get a little closer, and we're just going to go around the transmission, point out the external electrical, like the input and output speed sensor, the pressure sensor on the other side, solenoid pack. So let me do that, and then we're going to pick it up again tomorrow morning. Okay, so just real quick with this front cover, which is going to be replaced with a new one. As the parts come in, I'll give you some shot of the parts. So we got a snap ring up here and a snap ring down here that we're going to take out first, and then we're going to knock that cover out from the inside. Okay, here is the input speed sensor. Here is the output speed sensor. Sometimes people may refer to the speed sensors, turbine input speed sensor, turbine output speed sensor. So you have TIS and TOS. Updated solenoid pack, which was updated already. And on this side, we have the line pressure sensor, which is going to be replaced, of course, OE. That's the only thing I would use. All right, and your cooler lines go here, which are going to be replaced He did blow a hole in a line, so they did a temporary fix and just put the hose on it. But I have 2 new lines on order, and we're gonna install 2 new cooler lines as well. All right, so I did drain some of the fluid out. All the bolts are in here, so we're gonna take all the bolts out. The fluid, of course, is fairly clean because, again, he did do the service, changing out the solenoid pack and also installing a new filter. So that's about it for now with this, and we're going to pick it up tomorrow morning with the teardown. We'll again take these snap rings out. Then I want to pull this little extension off, you know, the adapter housing for the 4-wheel drive. Going to pull the 2 sensors out, and then we can go ahead and drop the pan and break this unit down. It'll come down fairly quickly, and then we'll take a look at the clutches and everything and see how everything is and what else that we have to order. All right, so that is it for now. I'm going to catch up with you guys tomorrow morning. All right, so back with you this morning. I'm going to start by taking the 2 snap rings out of here. Then we're going to do the external sensors, the adapter in the back with a little extension housing, and then we can flip it and pan down valve body. All right, so we'll start here. Got a little big snap ring here. And I'm going to put this aside. Okay, now we have another snap ring here. Go. All right, now the input and output speed sensors. All right, both 8mm. Output speed. All right, this linkage is going to stay right on here. And we're going to get the line pressure sensor. Okay, that's also 8mm. That right here, all right? Got a lot of this stuff on order. I don't have much yet, but I have to go. I didn't even get my parts order yet out in my night box. That should have the banner kit and filters and stuff to this transmission, which I will show. All right, gonna take this little extension off. There's a 15. And you got a couple of the bolts with some studs on the end. I guess it has some form of a bracket on there. So that we got to use the straight socket. I'm going to clean all this silicone out of here also. No gaskets, so that's what actually is used. We'll clean all this out of here. Okay. Alright, pan looks clean. Of course, the pan was down. Alright, now I'm going to take the two filters out. For a return filter. Okay. That's that. And then we'll go, also should be here. Alright, now we're going to take the 8mm and take the 6 valve body bolts out. Another one here that got changed to a different bolt.
new solenoid pack. Okay, so what we're going to do now is knock out this plate. That also is coming. That was not local, so that's going to take about a day to get here. All right, this is aluminum. The lighter ones are steel. Okay. I'm going to get a 10 millimeter. Here's the pump that we're going to take apart. Looks good in there. Okay. Input drum. Well, first let's get the transmission down. Okay. Let me bring it down a little bit. Okay. All right, so coming out now, we're going to take out the second and fourth clutch housing. Got to get the big snap ring out. Alright, and this is going to go with the bevel facing up. And again, the opening of the snap ring has to go here, or the valve body is going to keep, the snap ring is going to keep the valve body up from sealing on the second and fourth clutch seals. These look like they're no good just by looking at the pressure plate, but we'll take a look at those. Alright, planet assembly. Alright, now we've got a snap ring, which is more of a spacer. That's the thin one, so that'll come right out. Okay, second clutch. Alright, second clutch. Actually, all the clutches are probably burnt. That's black. This is black. And it should, to give you for instance, this side is burnt, this side isn't too bad, but there's the difference there. Alright, what I gotta do now, I gotta take this snap ring out. I'm gonna take this park gear off, and we'll be able to take the output shaft out with the other rear planet set. Alright. Snap ring. set here. Now we gotta get the low drum, but we gotta get another snap ring out. Okay, again, this has a bevel, and the bevel is going to face up. Okay, this is stripped. All right, so we're going to get rid of some of this oil. I'm going to put the case over there. And I'm going to come back and we're going to open up the clutch drums. We're going to open up the pump. I'll actually go and get my parts too. But I'm going to give you a shot of this thing all cleaned up, ready to go, and I'll show you what parts I have. All right, so give me a few minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, so we'll start at the second and fourth clutch. So here's the fourth. Let's get the snap ring out. Alright, this one is burnt. As you can see, the clutches are all black. Okay. Now the low drum. Got to get the snap ring out to get the low sprag out. Okay. Right here is the low sprig and the snap ring. Now let's take a look at these. Okay, these don't look too bad. We do have a banner kit coming. Okay. Now let's take a look at this drum. So we got the reverse, overdrive, and underdrive. Let me just back out a little bit. Okay. All right, the bearing just dropped. Let me grab it. Okay. I'm going to take the hub out, keep all the hubs together. And now I'm going to take a look at the overdrive. Oh, I think that my parts are here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so actually that was the parts delivery that was supposed to come in the night box for this transmission. So now we're going to take a look at the overdrive. Overdrive clutches and steels don't look the greatest. Take this out. All right, so here's the underdrive hub and all the bearings. Yeah, these things are bad. Steels too. Steels don't really look straight. These are no good. Alright, now we have another snap ring on the outside here, like a spacer for that pressure plate. And now we got a really thick snap ring. I'm gonna try to get out. Out. Okay. Pretty thick snap ring. You see it should be beveled. Yep, that bevel's going to face up. And now we're going to get the pressure plate out. And now we got to get, let's see. Here's underdrive. Now there's another snap ring. Not as strong, but too bad. So we found the second's no good, the fourth's no good, the overdrive's no good. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take the input shaft out, and there's a little tiny wire clip. Let me get the input shaft, going to change the rings. All right, we'll go back to this. Good, no ring grooves in there at all. Bushings seem okay. Gonna pull the stator out. Alright, so the stator is a T30. All right, now I'm going to take all these bolts out here. I'm going to open couple of the springs, and the springs are going to be changed regardless if they're good or bad. All right, so these two bolts are very important with this pump. It's right at the suction end where of the intake, and if those bolts are left loose, let me just bring this down. Thing may not even move when you put it in gear. So if you have these bolts there, just make sure you tighten them up. Don't leave them loose by accident. So we'll take this plate off. Okay. Got a little shuttle valve here. All right, main pump gear. And then two driven gears. So this pump is has like a primary and a secondary side. So at idle, it's getting pressure from both primary and secondary. As you start driving and the speed increases and the pressure increases, it blocks off the secondary side with that shuttle valve, and it just gets it from the primary side of the pump. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at couple of these. And like I said, regardless, good or bad, the springs are going to be changed, and I have them here. All right, so I have the Sonic's limit valve and the accumulator valve springs. They come in packs of 5. light back on there. Okay. This is the accumulator. Both of these springs are okay, but again, they're going to be changed with the sonic springs. That is standard procedure for an overhaul. And you have the other accumulator, TCC valves, regulator valve here. So what I'm going to do now I'm just going to go over to the foot press. I'll get this snap ring out and we can break this drum down here. And take a look at the planet set. And I guess that's really about it. Then I'm going to clean everything up and I'll give you a shot of the transmission when it's all nice and clean. Alright, so let me just do that and give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got the snap ring out. Pistons out. This should come in the banner kit. These molded pistons should come in the banner kit. Okay, these springs, sometimes these go bad, but these look okay. Okay. This set should come in the banner kit. This is really not even sealing that well, this piston here. Alright, now we have another snap ring that's a little tough to get out here. Let me get my... Okay. Ow. It's a bit of a toughie to get out. This one also was beveled. So just like the others, the 604s, any, one of these we're working on, it has a setup like this. This has a bevel and this is going to face up. You put it in the wrong way, as soon as you put that sucker in gear, the thing's going to fly out. Okay. So here's like the applied input speed sensor reads this. We're going to change all these seals here. There's a seal here. The seal, I'll tell you, these seals don't feel the greatest. I'll take this apart. Okay. Is this load drum here. There is another snap ring that acts as like a seat for when you put that spray in. So we're going to take that out. giving me a hard time. Not gonna work. All right, 2 more minutes. I'm just gonna put you guys on hold and see if I can get this thing out. Well, I never had this kind of problem before. But okay, there it is. All right, now this is a split ring here. So let me just to get us over to the foot press and take the split ring out. We'll just take a look at this to pull the drums apart. Alright, so give me 1 second. Ready? Here is the ring, split ring. Okay. This out. Here's the piston. On the later years, probably starting in '04, this was molded. These, you know, from the beginning were molded, and they're still molded. And I believe the second piston also is molded also. So that's that. Drum. Look here, and then got my machine heating up, so I want to clean everything up, and then I can give you a shot of unit cleaned parts I got. Here's the planet. This stuff generally is pretty good. Don't really have many problems. Okay, sun gear, bearings. Planet here, bearing. There we go here. And the ring gear. All right, so the transmission is completely torn down. Found about 3 sets of clutches burned out. So that's it for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, like I said, cleaning. I'm going to get this transmission all nice and clean back on the bench. And I'll give you a shot of that. And then we can actually open up. Here is my banner kit that I just got for this. So we can open that up and take a look at it. And in the other box, I think I just my filters right now, and the springs you saw, which I keep for the 2 valves and the pump that get changed. All right, so this is all for now, and I'm going to catch up with you guys a little bit when everything's all nice and clean. All right, so I will be back. All right, so the transmission is all down and cleaned, with the exception of the case. What I have to do with the case is I want to scrape all the silicone off of that, and where this big snap ring rides, before I put it into the wash tank, I like to get everything all nice and clean and perfect where the snap ring sits, because to put that cover plate on, it's very light aluminum, and you got to make sure that it goes right on. So I use the grease and the STP, and I kind of work the snap ring in around, and it goes right in, because those things can bend and get distorted very easily. So I'm going to be working on the case in a little bit, but I wanted to show you. All right, so the unit is clean. Here is my banger kit that I got not too long ago. All right, here's the overhaul kit. Rings, seals, gaskets. Okay, that is a Trans-Tech overhaul kit. All right, we have our set of pistons. Okay, these are also Trans-Tech. And we have our friction module. All the clutches are going to be changed. Okay, so I have that so far. The front cover, not yet. A couple of parts I'm still working on. Okay, so that's that. And what should be in here for this transmission, there's a couple of things in here, but should just be my two filters in here so far. And here's some transfer case gaskets for the Chevy. All right, here is the cooler return filter. And here is my four-wheel drive filter. Main sump filter. Comes with a seal, but the seal also comes in the kit. And that's it. So as the other parts I get, I'll just kind of give you a shot of them. So now what I'm going to do is just clean up the case on the other bench and wash that up real nice and get that front section real nice and clean. And then as the parts continue to roll in, I'll just give you a shot of that. And I'm going to start working on this today, building this transmission up. I do have the kit so I can do the drums and put the O-rings in place. And I have the springs, I can do the pump. So I can get a good shot at this today. All right, so as the parts roll in, I'll give you a shot of that. All right, so on this 545 RFE, I have the valve body completely broken down, cleaned up and flat sanded. Here's all the parts to the valve body. I got the pump here, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to get some information together, and I'm going to vacuum test on the valve body the solenoid switch valve, and on the pump the main regulator valve. Now I think there may be more going on with this transmission other than just the burnt clutches that we found. All right, because you put this car in drive, it had a delay. Reverse, you go to back up, it slipped real bad, flared on the shift, on the 2-3 shift. I also believe it slipped in second. And if you want to take any kind of pressure reading, here's your pressure taps. And you need the special pan and the attachments, which of course I do not have. So, but you can also tell what's going on through vacuum testing, which is what I'm going to do. So for instance, here's the switch valve. All right, here's the 3 plugs and the valve. So Sonics has the vacuum test guides. And if you see a problem here in the solenoid switch valve with low vacuum, you can get fourth clutch and overdrive clutch failure, which, those clutches were burnt. You can also get bind up on shifts. If you have an issue with this main regulator valve, you can have erratic line pressure, hard or soft shifts. So I'm going to go to the Sonics website and gather that information and, do that probably between today and tomorrow to see if I can see something.
and go from there. So I just wanted to shoot this quick, you know, on what I'm doing as far as the valve body and pump goes. And then once I get the results of that, we will see which way we're gonna go. All right, so I just wanted to, you know, kind of give you a unit is on the other bench. I have the drums are built already, and everything is done in that aspect. Case is clean. So now I'm up to the pump and the valve body. So this is what I'm doing here now. And then, of course, as the parts come in, my front cover, the line pressure sensor on the outside, solenoid pack. You know, I'll give you guys a shot of that as I get the parts in. All right, so I will be back. All right, so I got the rest of my parts. I'm going to finish this transmission up today. Overdrive steels for the input drum. And these steels, just so you know, are thicker than the underdrive and the reverse input. These are, you know, roughly about 84 thousandths, when the other steels for the underdrive and reverse input maybe would be like 67 thousandths. So these are thicker than those. All right, here's my line pressure sensor in a Mopar bag. That's the only way that I would use this. My front pump cover, also OE. I don't even know if this is made on the aftermarket, but part number begins with a D, which usually means dealer item. So this is an OE part. Okay, solenoid pack also. Here's my new slide plate. Also comes from Transtar, but Mopar sticker on it. So we got some OE parts there. Remanufactured pump from Transtar, and rebuilt torque converter from Transtar. So I have everything I need. And these pumps, you know, of course, come with the updated springs and everything that you need. That should be put in there if you are doing an overhaul. And that's it. So I'm going to finish putting this transmission together. And once again, it's 2003 Dodge Durango with a 4.7. I think in the beginning of the video when I was doing the intro, I might have said 5.7. But we did have some burnt clutches. The fourth clutch, the overdrive clutch, the intermediate clutch, but of course we did put a banner kit in this. Could possibly be due to problems in the pump. So again, I did not like the way that it was vacuum checking. So I went with the reman, and we're gonna put this together, put it back in the car. Lines, the new lines are in, transmission is flushed. So I'm gonna get this done and back in, started put this back in today. All right, so I thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you next one.